Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time. In this episode, we're going to talk about Stylize and how it works actually in MidJourney. And before that, I want you to allow me to also talk a little bit about errors, and after that we will start this session. I told you if in MidJourney, if in prompt writing or parameter writing, if you remove a part or edit a part in a way that is not correct, we will see an error in MidJourney. Now we want to analyze these errors. So let's go through the same prompt we talked about the previous session and edit a part of it, and we will of course face a error, and let's analyze it. For example, style scenic, which was for MidJourney version 5, I'm gonna be like, okay, do it for me in version 6, and I'll click on enter, and well, now you see that I got an error and it says version 6 MidJourney, the only style available is raw mode. And if you want scenic, if you want to use scenic, you need to use MidJourney 5. It's very good because except for giving you an error that why it did not proceed, it also teaches you how to do it correctly, right? It says if you're about to use this style, this parameter, the correct way of doing it is this or that, or using this version or that version and all. So let's move on to stylize. Let me type settings, and yeah. A very interesting point is that if you don't want a message to be in chat box of MidJourney, you can click on that option and it is deleted from your chat box. In MidJourney, we've got 4 types of stylize. Low, using 50, number 50. Medium, using number 100. High, 250. And stylize very high, 850. Now, the duty of MidJourney in generation of images is to make our project artistic, right? Now, we can control how much, to what extent it should be artistic or aesthetic. And the thing is, we can use it in the MidJourney engine and MidJourney engine. We're gonna do both. The default is medium. Now I'm gonna go with stylized low, I mean the lowest amount of it being artistic or aesthetic, and I'm going to go with the same prompt. For example, scenic, the same thing, the same scenic. We're going to go with low stylize. So check it out. Another parameter is added to my prompt. Except for the engine and the style, I also have gotten something called --s50, which is the determiner of the parameter, and number 50, which is the number that controls the amount of it being artistic. And I told you that we can change it up to 1,000, the number. Right. This is the image. Stylize 50, it's also the lowest amount. And these are the features, the resolution, the details, everything. Now, again, I'll copy the same thing and I'll paste it. The same parameters, everything the same, except for one thing. I'm going to change the amount of S to 1,000. Right? Now, again, if I type something more and bigger number, it will give us an error because the interval is between like 0 to 1,000. Now this is the most amount, 1,000. Let's see the picture. And this is the picture using stylize 1,000. Now, if I open this in browser, we'll see that this image is much more artistic. And you see that from an aesthetic point of view, it's much better. The second picture is much better, right? And like everything is less. It's less artistic. It's less beautiful, and that is exactly the difference. So this is a new parameter that works with dash dash s and then the number of the artistic measure. I told you that we can also use that style in MidJourney, so I'm gonna activate settings again and change it to 6.1 MidJourney, which is the last version, and then also stylize. I already changed it to low. In here I'm gonna change it to low. I'm gonna keep it low too, and you see that it's 50. And of course I can change it to 0. Let me change it to 0 this time. And I'll repeat the same prompt. Let me go with imagine. I'll paste my prompt. And at the end, I'll write dash dash s 0. I'll just write 0 and click on enter. Stylize 0, do the generation. Let's see what we will get. Well, this is the generation using Stylize 0. Let me open it for you. It's interesting now, isn't it? So let me go back to go with the same prompt, but I'm going to copy the parameters and paste it here in Imagine. But this time, instead of 0, S0, I'm going to change Stylize to 1000, and let's see the difference. Let's see the difference between when Stylize is 0, which is the lowest, and when it's 1000, which is the highest. So let's initiate the generation. Let me tell you another point for getting what you want. You might have to write prompts a lot of times. For example, you've got something in mind, you've got a design in mind, but you write a prompt and you don't get what you want. So you need to edit the prompt, you need to add, remove, change even. And you might have to use different versions, different styles, and see what you want and what would fit your ideas or your project or your design. So we might have to use these prompts several times. So this is the generation using Stylize 1000. I'm going to open it in a browser to also compare it. You see that it is much more artistic, right? It looks like it's been designed by a pro, but this one is like completely real, completely cinematic. This one is much more artistic. It's also real, but it's more, let's say, artistic, okay? I don't know if you know what I mean. Yes, the structure is real, but the amount of art which is being injected to us is much more than the previous one. So we learned these settings that in both MidJourney and NijiJourney we can use Stylizer. Have a good one.